I was treated to a wonderful surprise when I checked on my Venus flytraps. I saw 2 flower buds growing, which is insane because of how young these plants are. They're already flowering. It's kind of crazy. What's really funny is I was looking back at some of my older videos and you can actually see the buds of the flowers starting to grow up in those past videos. I just didn't even notice them. Like, I was not paying attention to the flower buds at all in this video, but there they are. I just wasn't paying attention to my children. How funny. So let's share some fun facts. Yes, Venus flytraps actually do grow flowers. They're these tiny little white orchid kind of delios. They grow high above the plant, and that's how they reproduce. Just like any other plant, they grow the flower gets pollinated, then they develop seeds. The actual fly traps are the plant's leaves, not the flowers, which is definitely a very common misconception. It's a really cool process. Now, Venus flytraps have multiple methods of multiplying, not necessarily reproducing, but multiplying. If you do the flower stalk method and get the seeds, that's going to spawn a new generation of plants. However, Venus flytraps tend to just spread on the ground, kind of like moss. This type of multiplication is more of clones. They're direct duplicates of the plant, not a child, you know? It's like cloning yourself versus having a child. There's a difference, but they're similar. The big thing to note is that when a Venus flytrap starts growing a flower, that means it's putting its energy into reproducing as well as the traps. So what a lot of people will do is often clip the flower stalk so that your Venus flytrap doesn't put any of that energy into the flower stalk and instead focuses on growing big, bright, beautiful traps. Since this is the very first summer I've ever had this plant, I'm going to be clipping the stalk once it grows a bit more, because I want my plant to focus on growing and getting a good foundation rather than focusing on reproducing. What is really exciting though is that I can take that flower stalk trimming and I can use it to try and clone and duplicate my plant and grow a brand new fly trap. I'll definitely do a video on that in the future, but for now, here's where we are.